Happy Sunday morning, everyone. Welcome to Opening the Door and Experiential Meditation. Today is day 7 of our Awaken October Challenge, an opportunity to seek first that kingdom within yourself. We're going to do our end of the first week morning meditation today, opening the crown chakra. And I want to say a very good morning to everyone this morning. Jennifer, I saw you were here this morning, and of course Kelly is here. Today is the perfect day, Sunday morning, for us to deal with our crown chakra, for us to open and rarefy and purify that energy and find our connection with the divinity within, around, through our entire being, our entire physicality, our entire relative universe, and to be in constant contact. You know, Kelly and I were all walking a little bit after 6 this morning, and it was very comfortable and cool and peaceful. And I was speaking with her about, as we walked down by the buildings and watched the road curve around the corner towards the park. And I said, you know, when you look at this, I'm actually seeing two different views all the time. So even though my eyes are taking in the road and the pathway, or the sidewalk in that case, that I was walking on, and even though I'm holding a cup of coffee and I'm pulling up my jacket to protect against the cold air coming in and cooling my throat area, at that same time there is another sight, and that is the sight of our third eye. And in that sight, there is this seen, not seen overlay, where the buildings and streets and sidewalks begin to shimmer around their edges. And you see, upon closer looking, focusing with that third eye, that second sight, that indeed you are a play of light dancing within a play of light. And in this state, staying within this state, you literally are in this world, but no longer of it. You have moved beyond that physical illusion. You still function within the illusion, but you're aware of the more. And if you've ever seen a conscious creature, whether it be a tree, a plant, an insect, an animal of any sort, with this additional sight intact and functioning, you immediately are aware of the ever-evolving, ever-changing consciousness of that particular creature as well. And there is a kinship there, a recognition of the sharing of that same consciousness of creation. This is the place that I want all of you, or wish for all of you, to experience on a regular basis. Good morning, Debbie. Nice to see you. Well, actually, it's afternoon because Debbie's across the pond, but we're very happy to have you here. So, you know, this is what we're working towards. We are working towards that melding of the, you know, and really it is a single dimension, okay? But, you know, from our perspective, from our limited consciousness, we feel very much there's a physical realm and then there's a something else realm. You know, we call it the spiritual realm, the realm of consciousness, whatever you want to be. You know, the other, outside of the physical. And, you know, a lot of spiritual teachers, I notice more and more, are speaking about the end result. And of course, the end result is, actually, there never is an end result. And I guess that's what the issue I have is. You are here, have been, and will be for all eternity. And when I say you will go through an untold number of egoic iterations, an untold number of filters, an untold number of expressions into the relative universe. The magnificence of that, there is no endpoint. It is ego that wants a finish line. And you know what the problem with finish lines are? What do you do after the finish line? You're not going to spend the rest of your eternity sitting in a palace somewhere, looking out the window and checking out your enlightenment trophy on the wall. You would get bored very soon. You would begin to wish for death, real death, except it wouldn't come because you're eternal. And sooner or later, you'd start to go insane. We thrive on the ever-changing, ever-growing, ever-advancing, ever-evolving universe that life is representative of. Life is never static, never still, never going backwards, always evolving itself. You know, with our limited myopic viewpoints, we can often find ourselves looking at tiny segments within the whole and saying, well, that part's going backwards. And just as with the body, you know, another analogy I gave to Kelly last night because, you know, I was meditating right before bed and, you know, allowing and then I went outside and took in the night sky and meditated some more. And in that infinite universe, just like in our bodies, life itself has developed, you know, what we could call specialized cells that have a certain function, and humanity is one of them. We're like a specialized cell within the body of all creation. There are an almost unlimited number of other races in our universe, each one of them like another type of specialized cell within the body, created uniquely at a group level to individuate based on that group level and express the specialization of that particular group of beings. This is all part of the depths of that infinite web of life that we are a part of, that perfect dance of creation that allows no matter what we do to be made right and whole in the final tally. There is never anything you need fear. So with that, today we're going to focus on our crown chakra. I would like you to breathe in divine, golden, or white light. And with every in-breath, allow that light to fill your being. And as we meditate and listen or chant the mantra, I would like you to imagine a cascade of divine light pouring down from the heavens, pouring into your crown chakra as if you have this giant metaphysical funnel leading into the top of your head. And allow your being, you know, I can't even talk about it for more than a few seconds without, I have to ditch the vibration. I have to cut it for myself because I'll be gone. There'll be a little poof and a flash of white light, and Garhen will be missing from the picture. This is this is, you know, feeling is the wrong word. Experience hardly cuts it. I mean, it is a state of being that brings a constant level of energy and joy and creativity and knowingness to your being, and I want that for every one of you. It isn't something that you need to get, that I have, that you don't have, that you're somehow less than I am. It is something that you are born with, that is with you all the time, that we are fooled into believing is not for us. And it is for you. You were born in that state of being. It can never be taken away from you. You can never be separated. You can never be apart from that divine energy. It's time for us to return to that remembrance. The mantra today, Ogam Satyam Am. The source of enlightenment and connection to all that is. A permanent connection, not one that can be severed, only confused with a lack of connection. Truly having an open crown chakra, being open and free and energetically balanced at this highest state of our physical existence, is the realization of pure awareness while still grounded within the physical realm. And overlay is the best word I can think of. It literally becomes an overlay. And as I've said before, as I'm sitting here in front of you, I am acutely aware of the camera and the microphone and the LCD display. And yet at the same time, I am acutely aware of the magnificent play of light that is making up what my eyes are interpreting as these solid objects. I can still feel my connectivity within the field. That there is actually no separation where the entity that Garhen would think he is begins and where the camera starts. It is a wondrous state of being, and it is your true state of being. It is the state of being you are in right now. It's time to return to that awareness. With that, as always, I would ask you to find a comfortable position for yourself. It is not so important that you remain ramrod straight and upright. As a matter of fact, that's quite uncomfortable. Instead, you want to maintain the natural curve of your spine. Allow your head to literally float on top. You know, again, a golden thread. And in this case, we're going to see it as a golden tunnel of light coming down, pouring into our being, supporting us, uplifting us, holding us, and filling us. Let's begin. I would ask that you take a moment and form that picture in your mind's eye. That beautiful alpine meadow of light and love and compassion and connectivity. Nestled high in the mountains, looking up in the cool morning air, it feels like we could reach out and touch heaven. With joyful anticipation, we walk our well-worn path. We come to our sacred circle and find that it is already bathed in a divine white light. A glowing, loving mist, seeping in through every pore of your being, filling you, enlightening you. We come to sit before this gateless gate again. Let us begin. Ogum Satyam Ogum Satyam Ogum Satyam Feel your groundedness to the earth beneath your meditative cushion. You are deeply rooted in this planet. Your physical form is sustained, maintained, and manifested in the metagenic field of this conscious being we know as Gaia, our home. Over the last 7 days, we have allowed our being to become empty of false conceptions of self. We have rarefied and purified the energy in our microcosmic body field, the mirror of the truth of the macrocosm. Now, with pure intent, with joy, we allow the opening at the top of our heads to become active. No longer willing to fool ourselves with ideas of lack, ideas of loneliness and aloneness. We seek first our connection to that divine being that we truly are. Ogum Satyam Ogum Satyam Ogum Satyam I open myself to the truth of my being. I am worthy. I am filled with the divine light of creation. Ogam Satyam Ogam Satyam Ogam Satyam Cast the last of your doubts aside. Just for this moment, allow yourself to surrender. Allow yourself to let go of your perceptions of who you are, who you should be, who you shouldn't be. Let go. Surrender to the light that you are. Ogam Satyam Ogam Satyam Ogam Satyam Allow this divine white light, a roaring cascade of love from the heavens, a waterfall of divine light that pours in through your crown chakra, fills your entirety of your being, and spills over. in your mind's eye. Allow the image of yourself to blur and then disappear, fused into that divine light. I am one with all creation. I am one with God. I am filled with divine light, sustained, maintained, held in loving arms. I am whole. Ogam Satyam Ogam Satyam Ogam Satyam Ogam Satyam Ogam Satyam I am open to divine wisdom. I am open to seeing beyond my physical eyesight. I allow myself the joy of witnessing the divinity in others. I allow myself the joy of expressing the divinity within me. I am whole. I am complete. And I am one with that divine sea of consciousness. Ogam Satyam Ogam Satyam Ogam Satyam I let go of false beliefs that I am somehow not worthy. I let go of past programming. I let go of society's definitions of my existence. I let go. I surrender my life to the divine hand of God. Ogam Satyam Ogam Satyam Ogam Satyam In your mind's eye, envision yourself standing before the mirror of your physical being. The mirror is cloudy. Dust is scattered to and fro across the reflective surface. Here and there, tiny cracks can be seen, reflections of light, not blocked by the dust. This is our physical sense of self. The light you see coming through from place to place is the reflection of the glorious truth of your being. Allow that divine light pouring down into your crown to flow over, washing away the dust, scraping clean the dirt of our hurts, the smudges of our pain. Allow yourself to see you as you truly are. For the first time. Ogam Satya Ogam Satya Ogam Satya Allow yourself to sit quietly now. Continue to breathe in that divine white light. Realize in this moment of connectedness, you have no past, no future. Only the divine presence of your being right now. Allow this stillness to speak to you as we follow our breath. Ogam Satyam Satyam just for today. Anytime that you feel less, anytime you feel alone, anytime you feel disconnected, you will simply chant to yourself, Ogam Satyam Om. And in that minute, it will be like a waterfall of divine light has been suddenly turned on in the heavens, flowing down to refill your being, restore your lost sense of connectivity, and remind you of the being of light that you truly are. With a deep conscious exhale, a full inhale of our new sense of being, of self, and exhale with a sigh of love and gratitude. When you are ready, you may gently open your eyes, return your attention to the field of your body. Wow. You know, I more and more, every time I consciously open that door, I am so filled beyond measure that it pours out of my eyes. But this feeling is, it's like every fiber of your being is energized and on fire. But it doesn't burn and hurt. It burns with an intense joy, a love for all of you. Wow. I hope, I pray, my intent is that you receive as much from these meditations as I do. You know, that connection never leaves us. And to bathe in it in its entirety leaves you looking like me. Much love to you all. This evening, and again, this evening is back onto Facebook. The 1 o'clock will be via the Awaken the World channel. But then this evening, we're back on Facebook. And we're going to do the full Chakra Dhyana now. And go through the entire spectrum of our being. Harmonize all those newly integrated parts again. And help bring you closer and closer to that divine connection. Much love. Namaste. I look forward to seeing you at 1 o'clock.